Welcome to Flash TV, the Community Services Department monthly show where we highlight the programs, people, and events that keep our community thriving. I'm your host, Anna Milan. Each month, I'll bring you the latest updates from the heart of our town, showcasing the incredible work being done across our department. From wellness programs and youth initiatives to senior support and community engagement. Stay tuned for Local Living Stories of Services and Community, where each month I have a chance to sit down with a Chatham community member and hear their stories. Today, I'm excited to feature Carrie Kelly, Outreach Coordinator for the Chatham Center for Active Living. Let's get started with important dates to remember. This month, there will be the following building closures at the Community Center and the Center for Active Living. Monday, November 11th, in honor of Veterans Day. Thursday, November 28th, and Friday, November 29th, in honor of Thanksgiving and the day after, respectively. The 2024 state and presidential elections will be held on Tuesday, November 5th at the Chatham Community Center, 702 Main Street. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. I'm thrilled to announce these upcoming events on behalf of the Recreation and Beaches Division of the Community Services Department. They are perfect for bringing creativity and holiday cheer to the community. Join us on Saturday, November 16th from 12:30 to 2 p.m. for Resin Galore and More for a sea glass workshop. You have your choice between creating a 9-inch lighted tree or gnome. The entire family is invited on Sunday, November 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. for Family Paint Day with Ward Parker. Enjoy this fun, guided painting experience with your community. Friendly for ages 7+, but all children must be accompanied by an adult. Get a head start on your holiday shopping Saturday, November 23rd from 9 to 2 p.m. for the 17th Annual Holiday Shopping Fair. Featuring local vendors and unique gifts, this event will support our Positive After School Recreation for Kids program, also known as PARK. Stop by for delicious snacks and great raffle prizes. Learn to knit a chunky blanket with just your 2 hands. South Shore Blanket Parties will teach participants how to knit cozy blankets with no tools. New and seasoned knitters are welcome to attend on Saturday, November 30th from 1 to 3 p.m. and learn a new hobby. The Community Center is always looking for innovative programs and instructors to have. If interested, please reach out to 508-945-5175. To find ongoing programs, to register, or for more information, please visit chathamma.myrec.com. The Center for Active Living is excited to offer a range of enriching programs and events this season. Enjoy complimentary coffee and a casual chat on Friday, November 1st from 1 to 2:30 p.m., where you can engage with local firefighter Rachel McGrath, ask questions, and learn about how CFD serves our community. Unleash your creativity in the long-awaited return of cupcake decorating with Brenda Schofield. Monday, November 4th from 12 to 2 p.m. This program is perfect for those with a sweet tooth and a love for creativity. Do not miss an entertaining speaking engagement from local author Matt Fitzpatrick. On Wednesday, November 6th from 10 to 11:30, Matt will be sharing stories and insights from his work over the years. This will be an opportunity to hear about his latest book set in Chatham, Forsythia's Bride. Join us Friday, November 8th for our monthly Lunch and Learn program. This month, we will be hearing from the Consumer Assistance Council, where you will gain valuable information on consumer rights and protections from fraud, followed by a delicious meal. Lastly, we welcome back country music artist Matt York on Friday, November 22nd from 12:30 to 2. Longtime New England singer-songwriter Matt York will perform songs and tell stories about the great Willie Nelson. York will focus on Willie's long and illustrious music career that has spanned over 7 decades. In both 2022 and 2023, York was nominated for the Boston Music Award for Best Country Artist, and last year his album, Gently Used, was named one of the top albums by Patriot Ledger. Now for my favorite part of the show, my opportunity to shine the spotlight on a member of Team Chatham. Today for our segment, Local Living, Stories of Service and Community, I will be sitting down with Center for Active Living Outreach Coordinator, Carrie Kelly. Welcome, Carrie.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, good.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a little cooler in here today than it was last time. So.
I know, seriously. It's like fall all of a sudden outside.
Yeah.
Everyone I talked to yesterday was saying, it's so cold, it's so cold.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
How are you? How you been?
Good, busy.
Yes.
It's busy.
I know it's really busy over at the CFAL these days.
Yes.
With fuel
yes.
assistance and open enrollment.
Yep.
and-
Constant flow of people coming and going. Yeah.
It is
so.
crazy. It's nice. It was a little quiet this summer without
Yeah.
everyone stopping in and seeing us.
Yeah.
So it's been nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sitting down with us today. I'm excited to kind of learn more about your job and share it with people. I think you are so amazing. You do so much. So it's really important that we get the word
Aw,
out.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times people are like, I didn't know you did this.
Yeah, you have such a big job. It's crazy every day. I feel like it's something different. So can you kind of tell us a little bit about your experience in this role and like how you found yourself here, like your background?
Sure. My background is actually in primary care. So I did a lot of like working one-on-one with people and helping them get connected with services, whether it was referrals and stuff. And then I moved into another nonprofit and then outreach for one of the local community clinics here, doing outreach for teens at the high school. And it's kind of just evolved that way of people coming in, having questions and figuring out how to help them. So
You can solve any problem, seriously. Like every day it's something new. What do you think draws you to this field? Why does it spark joy for you?
I think the biggest thing is people like in that moment of need and feeling like panicky, like all of a sudden something's changed and they don't know the resources or they don't have access to the resources. And, you know, being able to say, hey, it's okay, we'll figure it out. And it may take us a little minute to figure out the proper solution, or a good solution, but helping them figuring out a solution in that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of cool.
It is. It's totally
kinda cool.
It is cool, yeah. What strategies have you found most effective in building these relationships, you know, across your professional experience? Because you said you were working with teens, now you're with seniors. Like, what tools do you use that you found have worked effectively with kind of like everyone?
I think the best tool is just being able to stop, listen, and be present. I mean, it so often with everything, everybody's in a rush going here, there, or you're reaching out for something and somebody answers the phone. You spent an hour and a half on hold trying to get through to somebody. Is stopping, listening, and be present with people. And oftentimes that's the biggest thing that they need is just somebody to hear them.
Yeah.
And then being able to say, okay, so this is what we're going to do going forward.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
probably the biggest tool. Yeah.
That's got your foot in most doors.
Most stores is just saying, okay, well, let's look at the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How do you prioritize your outreach efforts to make sure that you're reaching all those nooks and crannies of people who are maybe being especially vulnerable or have been underserved in the past? Like, how do you make sure that you're getting everyone?
I do my best just to be kind of listening and around. I'm always there 8 to 4. So people can walk in the door, and lately it's been a lot of people just coming in and said, so-and-so said that you were here and maybe you could help. I prioritize based on urgent need, and that comes from working in healthcare, like triage, kind of like what needs to be done right now. And I'm a big proponent of sticky notes, but because I don't get rid of, and we track everything and log everything so that we're not missing a step along the way.
From where I'm sitting, I definitely see like your impact has been like so helpful with your connections in the healthcare community. You've been able to really get the job done and get in there, and I feel like everyone who's around knows how to find you, like as far as like care providers, like, which is great. I think that you're a bug in everyone's ear.
I am. I can be a bit of a pain sometimes, but I'm not afraid to pick up the phone and call.
No, definitely. And I think that that's great. Like, and it helps keep you informed about community needs. Like, how do you make sure that your approach is always changing to getting information? Like, are you going to different places? Are you always looking for reaching out to new people?
I try and keep open communications with a lot of different organizations that I've worked with in the past and just touch base with them. Always find there's always really great and new and interesting things out there, and having the connections with people who are in nonprofits, you hear other people's and you're like, oh, that's a great thing. I want to stick that in my pocket for later. And maybe I can use that. Just trying to stay informed
Totally.
as things roll out.
Yeah, that's great. And I know you do a bunch of trainings. A couple weeks ago, you had a full day.
I had a full day of the fuel assistance training, because that's a very long and involved process, filling out the fuel assistance forms.
Yeah.
I try and keep up on all the trainings that I can, you know, making
Yeah.
sure that, because things change.
Totally. Absolutely. How do you kind of measure the success of an outreach interaction or program or service? Like what do you find to be the most meaningful metric that you see in those situations? Like, does that make sense?
It's going to sound funny to say it, when they're not calling you to solve the next problem,
Yeah.
right? Like if I've set them up with the tools and the resources, I love getting the calls, don't get me wrong, but when they're no longer needing me,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a success, where I've given them all the information that they need, accessing the tools, you know, and now they're using it and they're moving on and growing in their own right. I
Yeah.
think that's a success when
You've helped build that tool belt.
yeah,
And give them all the things
yeah.
that they need.
There are a ton of services and things out there that people just aren't aware of, and
Yeah.
not aware. I learn about new ones every day, and I think people being able to access them, that's when they're not afraid to pick up and call their buddy over there at Lower Keith or whatever one it is, you know.
What methods do you use to try and, you know, engage a person to accept that help, that effort? Because I know sometimes it can be hard when people offer help. It's really easy to say no and push it off. So like, what do you use to kind of disarm someone who maybe is trying to push off your service and you're trying to?
It's a fine line to walk.
Yeah.
With being somewhat blunt about things. Like, if you stay like this is where you're going to wind up. Without being accusatory or judgmental
Sure.
in it. Like, you want to say, hey, you can't sustain this, or this is not a sustainable or safe plan. We need to look at other options, and maybe this isn't what you're liking, but let's look and explore. Let's look
Yeah.
at all the options and then whittle it down from there.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to be a little bit on this is not safe for you. And I
kind of
don't want you.
provide that.
Yeah, I don't want you to not be safe. I want you to be safe. I want you
Yeah.
to be healthy. I want you to be happy.
Absolutely. Can you give us an example of a successful outreach case that you've worked recently that, and like its impact, like just something that or maybe an issue you're seeing frequently around town that people are experiencing?
So there's been a lot of calls lately with people concerned about their aging loved ones, extended family, and how to take care of them and what services are available. And sometimes they're not local. Sometimes they're calling from halfway across the country in a different time zone, and just don't know what we have here in Massachusetts. Like, I didn't realize that some of the services aren't like national services. So like Elder Services of Cape Cod, that's not everywhere, and that's such a huge resource for especially people in the 65 plus community, of just a wealth of resources to access. They just don't know. And then when it comes to how to cover, how do you pay for this, and where do we go to get these things done,
Sure.
it's having somebody here in town, being able to be the person on the ground finding the resources for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you kind of walk, because I see you every day, and I know all of the different things that are coming up and that you're helping people with. But for people who might not know what you do, what's kind of like the grocery store list of all the things that you do or have helped people with, or systems you've navigated? Like, what's just kind of like an overview of things that you might deal with?
It's a lot of the the care. Somebody's in the hospital and they come out of the hospital. What's next?
Yeah.
And then it's a lot of conversations of walking through, how does this process work? What resources do I have? Where can I go to get things? DME. We have a lot of durable medical equipment, whether it's walkers, rollators, and all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
To help people along. Access to, like, if somebody's experiencing some food insecurity, or just short on a bill, or having some hard time staying where they're at. And sometimes people come in with their own need of, I'm not feeling right, or I'm really starting to be worried about myself or my friend. What should I do and how should I handle that? But it's a gamut of things between health insurance, not understanding a bill, right, or explaining some of that. Sometimes it's a little bit of, I know you do the tech support, but sometimes I'm like helping with it. I'm like, okay, no, you know.
Yeah.
So it's anything, it's anything and everything. It's kind of a catch-all.
Yeah.
Call me. If
Yeah.
I can help you, I will.
A helping hand, seriously.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like if I don't know the answer, I'll find it or find somebody who has it.
Yeah.
So.
I just want to take a second to talk about the new route for our Healthy Meals in Motion grocery pickup, which is our monthly program where the Family Pantry of Cape Cod partners with Councils on Aging to deliver free groceries to members of our community who are maybe experiencing food insecurity. Thanks to Carrie, we have grown our program to, what is it, like over 30 people now?
It's over 40.
It's over 40.
It's over 40.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Everyone should be taking advantage. There's no income requirements.
No income requirement.
No age requirements.
Nope.
And it's based on household size. So if anyone would like to benefit from that, please call Carrie. We'd like to share that because this program's grown, we've changed our traffic route for pickup. So, and it worked really well yesterday
it
or
did.
this month in October when we did it. So we wanted to share with everyone the new plan. So
Yeah.
can you walk us through the new traffic route for grocery pickup?
So how it works is there's going to be a big box truck with all the groceries on it. We pull them out and alphabetically organize them. And everybody's supposed to come at a certain time.
Yes.
The problem is when everybody comes at a certain time, sometimes there's a little bit of a bottleneck trying to load everybody's groceries in the car. So we're asking that people coming to pick up the groceries go to the far entrance to where the condos
Yep,
are.
the
on
Stony
other
Hill
side of the
condo driveway entrance.
Yeah.
It loops in our parking lot, so it connects. Last time we had some issues with traffic buildup on the road, so we're trying to make sure everyone is safe this time. So you'll see CFAL staff with pink vests. There will be cones in the CFAL driveway, so go to the farther entrance, pull around, and you know there'll be a traffic flow. So we'll be there sharing, and you'll see our familiar faces. But
Yeah. Just and if you see it, that's what that.
yes, if you see the cones and you see the crazy ladies waving their arms on the road, don't ignore them.
Yeah, please follow along and just loop around, and
Yeah.
we'll get everybody in. But it
Yes.
worked really well and made things flow much easier.
Yes, so thank you for your patience.
Yes.
And thank you, Carrie, for
No,
helping us grow
no,
that program.
no.
That's wonderful. So
Yeah, thanks.
thanks.